Welcome to episode 2 of season 3 of the Augusta Prep podcast, the CavsCast. My name is Chris Gay, and I am the Director of Communications. And today I am here with, say your name.
Masa Iwanski.
I had you say that for a reason. How many people get your name wrong?
9 times out of 10, someone will say it wrong. It's usually Masa Iwanski, like they turn the I into an E. But
What do they get wrong more, your first name or your last name?
oh, my first name for sure.
How many different variations have you heard of that?
Oh gosh, I've gotten a lot, honestly.
Yeah.
Usually it's Masa.
Masa?
That's the go-to, but
That's interesting. My wife's name is Risa, and that's Risa. And years ago, she told someone it's like Lisa with an R. And when you think of it like that, it makes sense.
yeah.
Your name is like Lisa with an M and an A, so it doesn't really work. So I don't know how you relate that. Mesa. So I'm assuming you don't find your name on any of those little souvenir car tags anywhere. No keychains, no coffee mugs, nothing like that. Okay. Well, there is something special about having a unique name. So,
Yes.
And people know who you are. Well, let's talk about cross country today. And you last month signed a college offer
Yes.
with Barry, but let's talk about how you first got into running, because I know your family's a big swim family. How did you get into running? How did you get into cross country?
So my 8th grade year, my first year at prep, I came in I was still a swimmer. It wasn't something that I had enjoyed too much at that time. I think in 8th grade I kind of started going on the downhill of not wanting to swim anymore. Ashley, Lou, and Randy got me on the topic of wanting to join cross country, and I was kind of skeptical about it. And then I decided to join, and I really did enjoy it. The one thing that I started to not enjoy about swimming was the team and the atmosphere around it. It was not the greatest. I didn't have too many friends, and I came into cross country and immediately made so many friends, and everyone was constantly cheering each other on and just always there for each other. And I realized how much more that I ended up liking running over swimming, and so I just kept going through high school.
So when did you realize you were good at running?
I think it was when I was in 8th grade again. During track season, they pulled me up on the varsity team with high school, and I was still kind of nervous going into it, but then our first meet came around with high school, and I told Coach Holland that I was scared to do the 800 because that's what they pulled me up for. And I just noticed all these really tall older kids, and it freaked me out. And he told me, he was like, we pulled you up for a reason, you're here for a reason. And I think that was kind of what made me realize that I was there for a reason, and they didn't just pull me up to pull me up. They wanted me there for a specific reason.
Okay. Sometimes you'll look at bios of people and it'll say hobbies and it'll say enjoys running, which to me, I look at that and I go, what? I've never enjoyed running. But what do you enjoy about running? It has to be something.
I think if you look at any runner on Instagram or anyone that talks about running, they constantly talk about, again, the atmosphere. I mean, everyone in running is described as being super happy and just a really close community. No matter what, everyone is always there for each other. And running is not the funnest thing in the world. I mean, no one enjoys running. Well, it's not going to always be fun. It is really hard.
Someone enjoys running.
Yeah.
I've seen it in the bios.
It's running is not always ideal, but it's really the people that I think make running fun. No one's ever going to say, oh, running is fun, but it's really the people that make you enjoy it. I mean, and especially with our team at Prep, it's just everyone's always there for each other, and we always laugh together, and it's just really a lot of fun.
So it's like a big supportive family.
Yeah. Yes.
Because y'all all embrace
Hmm.
what you do. Let's talk about the recruiting process. And so, in a few months, you're going from high school to becoming a college student athlete at Berry
Yes.
in Rome, Georgia. And just how does that process work?
So with Barry, for me, it was a little bit different. My sister currently goes there, and the coach found my mom through Facebook when my sister, she needed to change her tire on the side of the road. And my mom posted that my sister needed help because we're 4 hours away. And the track coach was actually the person to go and help her. So he followed my mom on Facebook and kind of started following my running journey through there. And, yeah, I mean, he's commented on stuff and just, like, liked posts. And every now and then he's, like, messaged my mom about things. And so I guess I've really been looked at by Barry since the beginning of high school, I want to say. And then at the end of my junior year, during cross-country season, they sent me a letter saying that they would want me to continue running with them after my senior year. And so I know that kind of like them following throughout all of high school is kind of not usually what happens, especially with Barry. It's kind of one of those schools where you reach out saying you're interested, but for me, they kind of reached out and said that they were interested in me. So
Yeah, that's a pretty unique thing because you see a lot of team sports like a baseball or football, etc., and you see a lot of kids going to all these various camps and reaching out. And I see kids on Twitter and now X where they're posting all this stuff, and it's almost like a bad relationship. It's like if they're not following you, if they're not talking to you, they probably don't want you. So, was there any place, any other school other than Berry, or was it like you were on that one path to Berry?
I think for a while, for me, it was kind of deciding between either running or I don't run. So Barry was kind of like my only option that I had set in on. There were a couple other colleges that were like D2 that had reached out, a couple other D3s, but they were further away. Like I got one from Arizona, and I was just like, I think I really wanted to stay like either in state or around Georgia. I didn't really want to go far, so yeah, I kind of just stuck with Barry.
So what is it that you like about Berry?
I think it reminded me a lot of Prep. It's a smaller community. Everyone is again like there for each other. And my sister, every time I've gone up there, it's really one of those places where like Prep, you kind of know everyone. It's a smaller community. Everyone's just like nicer to each other, and it's a really pretty campus. It's I think 27,000 acres. It's just a really beautiful school, and I think that's really why I liked it.
Are you a fan of the TV Netflix series Stranger Things?
I didn't watch it, no.
Oh no. Well, they filmed parts of season 4 of Stranger Things.
Yes, I did.
On campus, I believe, or at least close to campus. It's somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So, I was thinking about Berry College, Berry University this morning, and the most disappointing thing about this place, there's a lot of great things, but I believe their mascot is Vikings. Is that right?
Yes.
They could have been the Berry Biscuits. Think about that. They could have gone the whole mascot, the live mascot. It would have been awesome. So anyway, that's a topic of conversation for another day. Okay, so what do you want to do in college? What do you want to major in?
I'm going into pre-veterinary science. Sorry.
Okay.
So I'll be on a animal science pre-vet track.
Okay. And you want to take care of the little animals or little doggies and kitty cats, or you want to take care of the horses?
I think I'm gonna start out in smaller animal and maybe move to large animal. I think the cool thing about Barry is they do a lot of large animals, so I think I'll get experience with that. But after college, once I go to vet school, I'll probably start out in like a smaller animal environment and then maybe move closer to a large animal.
And you have a little bit of experience with animals. How many animals do you have at your house?
Oh gosh. We have 3 goats, a bunch of chickens. We just got 4 ducks. We have 2 dogs, 3 cats, a gecko, a bearded dragon, a bunch of fish. I think that's it.
I think you end this with and a partridge in a pear tree. So, do y'all get your own eggs?
Yes, we do.
So you don't buy eggs?
Mm-mm.
Oh, so y'all aren't worried about egg prices. Nice.
No.
Okay. Getting back to running, I would assume as someone who does this quite a bit, do you have any future running goals? I mean, there's 5Ks, there's 10Ks, there are larger goals. There's Boston Marathon, New York City Marathon, things like that. Anything on your radar?
I think in the future after college, I'll probably still continue with like running some miles. Hopefully in the future running a marathon if I ever work up to that. Probably do, like, there's always local 5Ks anywhere you go, so I'll probably end up doing those. One of the things about Barry that I was really interested in was the fact that they prioritized their school environment over over athletics. And everyone was always like, why don't you go D2 or D1? And I was like, I want to prioritize my school. Like, running isn't my entire life. It's not something that I want to make, like, everything that, like, my entire life in one set thing that I'm doing like you do in, like, a D1 school. So I was really interested with that and how they focus on schooling. So after college, I'll be prioritized in more of my school stuff, and I'm not really working to go to like the Olympics or running in like something like that, but I'll definitely continue with like 5Ks, maybe hopefully one day doing a marathon. But yeah.
That'd be neat.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this has been episode 2 of season 3 of the Augusta Prep podcast, the CavsCast. Thanks for listening in today with Augusta Prep senior Masa Iwanski.